Hello, this is Rick from MathX, and today we'll be solving the number 23 from the 3rd 4th grade Math Kangaroo of 2018. Now, when I first saw this problem, I solved it. Because this problem, even though it has a high stature on this test, it is ridiculously easy to solve. If you just have an idea of what you should look out for and simple problem solving strategies, then this problem will pose no difficulty whatsoever. However, if you can't organize those thoughts and you just panicked because this is a number 23, well then you might have more trouble. Anyways, that's why I'd like to go over this problem today, to show how even though this problem has a high stature on the test, it is really easy. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Leon wants to write the numbers from 1 to 7 on the grid shown. Two consecutive numbers cannot be written in two neighboring cells. And neighboring cells are those at the edge or at the corner. What numbers can he write in the cell marked with a question mark? So it shows us this diagram and tells us that two consecutive integers cannot be in neighboring cells. And those are cells being connected by the corners or connected by the sides. So first, let's think about it. We have a list of 1 through 7. And supposedly, only a select few of these numbers can be placed in the cell with the question mark. Now, which numbers could it be? Well, we see that this cell neighbors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 other cells. So that means in each of these 5 cells, there cannot be a consecutive integer. In fact, the only other place where there could be a consecutive integer to the number that goes in the cell is the bottommost cell, because that's not its neighbor. Meaning that in this list of integers, this cell can only have one consecutive partner. Now, what other numbers in our set can only have one consecutive partner? 1 and 7. No other number. If we have 3, there are two consecutive integers around 3. 2, which is one less than 3, and 4, which is one more than 4. And the same can be said about every number except for the numbers at the extremes, like 1 and 7. Now these numbers, they only have one number that's consecutive to them. 1 only has 2, and 7 only has 6. So only these two numbers, the extreme numbers, can go in the cell with the question mark, giving us an answer of E. Now, this is probably one of my easiest problems I've solved, because if we just keep this one idea in mind, that the number which is consecutive to it must be in the only cell that's not connected to the middle one, well, then we see that there's only one number that could be consecutive to our question number, showing that our number only has one consecutive partner. And then once we analyze that, we can solve this just at first glance. With enough practice, these number 23s and number 24s don't seem that hard anymore. So this shows that on Math Kangaroo, the numbering doesn't really mean anything. Even though this was a number 23, a 5-point problem, which is supposed to be ridiculously hard, we can solve it without much thought at all. So whenever you're asked a new problem, don't think about what the problem looks like or what the appearance are, because these appearances can often be deceiving. Because this number 23, one of the hardest problems on the test, was actually one of the easiest problems on the test. So always watch out for these kinds of scary looking but easy problems.